Hey, this FBGDuck shit getting deep. This shit getting real deep. We've been following this shit for a while. This shit getting extra deep. They added a sixth member. Now, this the crazy part. If you go back to the FBI releasing the documents, you know, they released it, a lot of pages on some of their reports on FBGDuck case. The Chicago Sun-Times followed up with it, letting people know it's a snitch that's in the case. The snitch telling all kind of shit. Now, this snitch got to be very close in this case because the information is given away. Just an average person don't know. If somebody just clicked up and y'all killed somebody, y'all not telling everybody the exact details. This informant seemed to know everything, you know. So a lot of people insinuating that maybe somebody in the Oblock 6 is cooperating. I ain't finna stamp that, but I'm gonna tell you, when you go back to the paperwork, it talks about THF Teezy, but it didn't mention his name. It talks about that shit. You know, Duck Low was dropped, and they heard about his low being dropped while he was walking in a Moncler store. You gotta look at the shit. When you go back to the report, it didn't mention nobody, but it said that the government caught surveillance, and it picked up a phone conversation from a guy walking inside of a Moncler store with another guy saying that somebody on Duck ass, they getting ready, they coming with Duck, they coming for his ass. And now that months and passed later, this guy had been arrested. So the feds must have been had that information. I'm not sure what took him so long to come down and arrest him. Remember, this snitch or the mole or the informant also said that, you know, his name was redacted, but people figured it out that it was King Von. Said that King Von paid $50,000 and put it on his head and then re-upped it to $100,000. So, you know, to say something like that, it was $50,000, now it's $100,000. Somebody really know all this information, allegedly. Then it said that C Murder didn't even accept the chain. He didn't want the chain. You know, he didn't want the chain. Like, think about this shit. He didn't want the chain. Like, what kind of information you getting from some secondhand? It seemed very close to be saying that shit, you know. So it seemed like these guys is gonna be, you know. And then remember, when you go back to the Sun-Times, it talks about it being King Von was being involved in this as the main top guy. It also speaks on Zell Munner. The informant says Zell Munner was a part of this, but he ended up losing his life due to, I believe, suicide. But he wasn't charged, so I don't want to just throw that out. You know, people get upset when you just name Zell Money and shit. But look, the mole said he was involved. Okay, that's what the hell he said. He said he was involved. So people saying the Oblock 5, people saying the Oblock 6 is actually looking like the Oblock 8 if you add Zell and you add King Von involved in this. So this look like this shit is getting real deep. All these people came looking for Duck, allegedly what the feds is saying. So, you know, it looks like it's going to be hard to get out of this. But when we look at this case, I can tell you, though, because I know people that's close to this case. I ain't going to say no names, throw nobody on the table or anything like that. Throw nobody off the bus or anything. But look, this some real shit. It was 4 shooters is what the feds is saying. So they arrested 5 people at first, which means one person was just a getaway driver. Maybe the other getaway driver got out and got the blicking too. But it's one guy who didn't shoot allegedly to the police. He might have a chance. I'm not saying he's going to take a deal or anything like that. They saying the other guy dropped the location. He wasn't a gunman, though. You know, so it looks like 2 people might get a chance. I don't know if that's a chance, though. Even if you're a part of a crime, you getting convicted and, you know, things like that. I get that. I'm just throwing that out there. But, yeah, they saying Duck Low was dropped while a guy was walking in a Moncler store downtown in Chicago. Go back to the Chicago Sun-Times report. They speak on the person who dropped Duck Low. And this is very crazy, man. So a lot of people hunting Duck down. Duck ain't even know he chilling downtown where it's safe at. And I can tell he got comfortable because I do a lot of interviews down there. And it's a lot of white people down there, a lot of food down there, rich people. It's success down there. So you'll let your guards down to be down there kicking it all alone. There's a motherfucker down there to notice you. Hey, bro, I got a nigga over there. Hey, that nigga over there, y'all, yeah, that nigga over there. And then the feds say once he made that call, the surveillance footage from Parkway Gardens connect exactly. Like soon he made that call, a couple minutes later, you see Muwap and them and all kind of people running down the hallway and shit from Parkway Gardens because they got the surveillance footage, which means the security in Oblock gave all the footage up. This looks a very, very strong case against the Oblock 8, Oblock 5. No disrespect, but this is crazy. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on this, man. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth, man. Y'all be careful out here too.